you guys know a couple years ago when I was in Indiana, I did a vlog where I actually went to the cemetery to visit my son Deontay, and I wanted to spend some time with him, whether he's where he's at or if he was here. I still want to spend time with him no matter what. Every chance I get when I come here, I always want to spend time with my son. A couple years ago, I went to the park where everything had happened at. I went to the location, but I never went to the actual spot where everything actually happened at. So today, I'm going to face one of my biggest fears, and one of my biggest fears ever. Some of the stuff I will not show on camera during a conversation that I'm going to have with my son. I'm going to go right to the very exact spot where he took his last breath, and I'm going to bring you guys along with me. Again, there's certain parts I won't show as far as when I'm talking to him and stuff like that. There's a lot of it that I really won't show, but I will be talking to you guys about some of the experiences in this video that we had, and what experience I actually take from what I'm about to do today. Because like when we lose people in our family, whether they pass away or it's a tragic event that happened, or they are taken away from us during a shooting or violent incidents, sometimes returning to the scene where everything happened at, sometimes that's where you can find your closure at. Not at a funeral home. Sometimes you can get all your answers by going back where everything happened at. And today, I'm going to give it a try and see if that's true. Because I don't want to just remember the bad stuff that happened when it took place. I want to also remember the good things that actually took place as well. Someone's trying to call me. That is so not fair. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. Someone's calling me very early in the morning. But I'm sorry about the background noise. So I don't know how I'm going to feel today doing this. Again, this exact spot, I was only there one time, and that was in 2017, March of 2017, when it happened. That was the last time I was in that exact spot. And so I do ride past there every once in a while. I think a couple years ago, I did a video across the lake from where it happened at, and I kind of zoomed in on the area. But I haven't actually been to the actual spot. I haven't been to the actual spot. So this is going to be the first time since 2017 I actually went to the spot. And I'm probably going to sit there in the grass and for a while today, and just hang out for a few hours. Probably turn my phone ringer off for a while and not answer any calls or anything. So I just want to spend some time with him. And then I'm gonna be going to see my mom here real soon too, and my little brother. But anyway, I'm gonna bring you guys along with me. This video right here is not to make anybody feel bad for me. What's happened has happened. Nothing's gonna change what's happened. What this is more closure for me. Sometimes when I ride past there, I see people out there fishing and stuff. I'm like, what are you guys doing? What are y'all doing? Do you guys know what happened 5, 6, 7 years ago? And I have to realize, people have to pick up the pieces and move on. And so I'm gonna go eat breakfast real quick downstairs in my hotel, and then I'm gonna head on out, guys. So I'll see y'all when I get there. So guys, it's been a couple years since I've been up here in this very spot that I'm standing at. And I was gonna bring my little one out here when I picked him up today, but I decided not to, but I had a couple hours to kill, and I decided to come up here to Lakeside Park. And a lot of you guys who've been following me for my YouTube career, especially like the last 5, 6 years now, you guys know the story about Lakeside Park. I used to go to school out here in this area. And right here at this very spot right here is where I first started fishing at. This is one of the lakes right here. I fished at growing up as a kid, coming home from school and stuff. And we used to walk around this park every single day. Like when I got out of school, sometimes I walk home from school and like we would come up here and see who's fishing, and we would sit around and throw little rocks in the water and stuff like that. And then for years, for like a lot of years after I grew up, I still had continued coming up here fishing. But as I got older, I said, well, I don't think the fish get any bigger because we pulled all the fish out when I was a kid. Come to find out, as I came into an adult, people started saying, man, Lakeside got some big catfish in there, this and that. And so I started coming back up here and seeing that it was plenty of fish because they keep these little ponds like this very well stocked. So this is pond number 1 right here that I'm at. And right over, you know, this park was actually a tragedy to my family. I'm actually gonna walk over here, guys. I'm actually gonna walk you over here. Yeah, this was actual tragedy for me at this very, very park right here. This is it. That's where everything happened at. Right here on this busy intersection. And so again, this is my first time even stepping foot over here since that day. So this right here, again, I used to bring my son here when he was younger. He was a lot younger than Damion at the time. I used to bring Deontay down here, and we stand right up here by these rocks. We stand right here by these rocks. Years ago, the water wasn't blue like this. They put like that dye in the water to make it look pretty. But we used to see like the little fish swimming around, and we would throw little rocks at him and stuff like that. And so I remember as a kid, I was about 15 or 16 years old. I used to sit on these here rocks right here, man. And we used to just have a blast. Like, I'm actually gonna walk down here closer to the water. Hopefully I don't fall and bust my butt. Oh, I have not stepped on these rocks, man, since I was a kid. So here I am right now. Oh, hey, we did it. Oh, here we go. So right here close to the water, there's a little bridge right there. We used to see little largemouth bass swimming up under there, little bluegills and stuff. And then you have people on that side at those rocks over there, and they'll be casting a line out here trying to catch little fish. And so this is where I taught Damion and Tinker how to fish at too, years ago. I used to bring Damion and Tinker down here. Damion really doesn't like coming up here anymore, which I don't really blame him. You know, let me walk back up these rocks real quick. Oh, shoot. Oh, got it. So, wow, it's crazy. So, right here in this area, is when I had came out here, and I had got Deontay's fishing poles and stuff, because we really thought that he jumped in the car with one of them females, and you know, but it's like, nah, he wouldn't leave his fishing stuff right here. And it was raining real bad that day. I'll never forget it, man. It was raining so hard, and so we kept calling him. Then that's when the next day I called Damion and Bianca, and they came out here. And I ended up getting the news that I better get out here. You know, they had this whole street right here behind me. It's a busy intersection. It was all lined up with first responders, fire engines, police cars. There was a news team right there. And there was another news team right there by the bridge. They had this whole lane blocked off right here. And just like a few feet out, just a few feet out, is where the dive team had went into the water. And the first diver came up with his thumb up in the air like that. And then that's when, you know. But ever since that day, guys, I hadn't really came out here, you know. I really never actually came out here. I'm gonna sit for a second. This is my first time. Like, I came out like a couple years ago and I did a little vlog, but I didn't walk over here because I was scared as hell to actually walk all the way over here. Like, I didn't want to feel it. And the crazy thing is the date that Damion and Bianca had called me and said, Dad, you better leave work and get out here right now. My truck is parked way over there. I'm gonna zoom in for you guys. I think you can see it. Yeah. Just past that waterfall, my red pickup truck is all the way over there. That's my truck over there. And when everything happened, I pulled up because the whole street was blocked off with the news people and fire department. I ended up parking my truck over there. At the time I had a blue F-150, just like that red one right there. And so I knew, kind of sensed a little bit. I kind of sensed a little bit what was taking place. Even though I sensed it, it still wasn't fully registering 100% in my mind. Like, you know, I'm finna hear some bad news. And so throughout all those years that's passed, you know, when I do ride past this park, I always, you know, it's a reminder of what I went through back then, you know. And it's like right now, this was where I'm sitting at was his time alive. He took his last few breaths right here in this spot. You know, he took his last few breaths right in this very spot that I'm sitting at. You know, I remember his mom, even though reality for his mom, you know, when they pulled his body out, they called me and her right here by where this tree at. So this is like a dive team and a couple fire department people. The coroner, it was a coroner. Her name was Nicole. They had him in the grass, but they had him covered up, and she brought us his driver's license and said, you know, is this your son? And we both just, you know, nodded our head. His mom, she, you know, even though she knew that it was real, she still, like, she was like me. She still couldn't accept the real reality that this is our son's driver's license that they're holding up in front of our face. You know, it was crazy. But I never really thought I would come back to this spot. But I made myself a promise that when I came back to Fort Wayne, that I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go over there and face my fear, because like, it was like going to the cemetery. That was always one of my fears. And this video right here, this ain't to make people feel bad for me or anything like that. This is just, like I said in my live recently, about facing your fears, man. You know, keeping my son's name alive. Somebody said at one time, oh, you talk about your son in your videos. And listen, I'm going to always keep my son's name alive. You know, I really think in all reality, for me, like sitting here, you know, I don't really think about, like, sitting in this spot right here. It feels like a little odd, you know, knowing that this is where he took his last breath at before he went into the water. But what really gives me strength about this whole experience right here is because it brings back a lot of the good memories that we had. Like, we had so many funny memories, it was just insane. One of the ones I would give, for example, is one day me, Deontay, and Darian, this is right before he passed, we were sitting on my fishing boat, and we was at this place called Shoaf Park. And there was a really hot fishing spot that I found. And Deontay was sitting at the front of the boat. I was sitting at the back of the boat, obviously, because I have to operate the boat from the back. And Damion was sitting in the middle, and Damion kept pulling fish out. And Deontay kept getting mad, like, wow, I can't catch anything. So he would throw his fishing pole right in Damien's spot. And Damion would throw his pole in Deon's spot where he wasn't catching anything, and Damion kept catching fish. And Deontay was so mad, he started shaking the boat like he wanted to flip it over, but in like a playful way, you know. So the strength I get from this, man, is it's a reminder of the, you know, wonderful times that we shared together, the fun that we had. Not just about the bad stuff that happened. You know, you have like people out here getting shot, people having bad car accidents, and then you have some people later on down the line, like family members, they'll actually return to the scene of where they lost their loved one. And I think sometimes when they return to the scene, it actually gives them a little strength, because it was the last time that you was alive, and they have those good memories about you, not just about the bad things that they remember when they pulled up on the scene of the accident or the shooting or something like that. So it does give you strength, man, when you do stuff like this. And so as I was walking over here, I'm sorry for the glare too, guys, but as I was walking over here from my truck to walk over to this area of the park, I first had like a little nervousness, but then as I got closer, my fear, my nervousness went away as I seen people sitting around fishing. You know, I guess in my mind, I was thinking nobody's ever gonna fish here anymore. Nobody's ever gonna fish this park anymore when they find out what happened to my baby. But it looks like life has returned to normal and people have moved on, you know. And sometimes I feel like, how can y'all sit here and fish? Do y'all know what happened to me 5 years ago? How can y'all sit here and fish? But I realize people move on with their life. These people don't know me. They're just moving on with their lives and doing what they know how to do, teaching their kids how to fish, hang out at the park. And I can't make everybody, I can't put the blame on other people, because I feel like, why are you here fishing? But that was like a silly thought. But this actually gave me some strength, man.